Welcome, family, to our evening devotion prayer vigil. We'll begin this program for tonight with an offering song and followed by Etiquette. Reverend Josh.
All these pieces, broken and scattered, in mercy gathered, mended and whole, empty-handed, but not forsaken. I've been set free, I've been set free. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Ooh, I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see it now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. You take our failure, you take our weakness, you set your treasure in jars of clay. So take this heart, Lord, I'll be your vessel, the world to see your life in me. Oh, amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Ooh, I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see it now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. Well, I once was lost, but now I am found. Was blind, but now I see. Oh, I can see it now. Oh, I can see the love in your eyes, laying yourself down, raising up the broken to life.
Well, thank you so much, Reverend Josh, for that beautiful song. All right, family, let's greet our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Chanchi Jampunimge Kyangbe. Haro. Now for our opening prayer, I'd like to invite Wilson. Wilson Ferreira, could you please pray for us tonight?
Sure. Please join me in prayer. Thank you, Heavenly Parents, for this evening as we gather together in community for a vigil and share testimonies. Thank you for the ancestor liberation we had in Belvedere last weekend, and we look forward for the Divine Prince workshop that comes up on end of this month. I hope we can have a great turnout. Please watch our members who are suffering with different illnesses, especially those who are aging, and give them rest and relief, and those who are still struggling spiritually with their own baggage and the ancestors' baggage. I pray that you can be forgiving and let them push forward whatever course they have to trace. Thank you for everything that you have given us, especially the hard path that we have to trace. Is good challenges because help us to grow spiritually. Thank you for the new revelations the Mother has impart to us through Reverend Damon Dunklin. I hope a new beginning will start with this new truth. And I hope you can be with us, especially those who are struggling with this new revelation, to bring peace in their hearts and minds. Thank you very much for everything you give us. All of this ask in the name of the Parents, in Jesus Christ's name, and my most very blessed family. Adju.
Adju. Thank you, Wilson.
Thank you.
All right, family, we have a wonderful sister tonight, Jeanette Uwe. But before she starts, let's hear a few words from our Pastor Milhan. He can introduce her. Pastor Milhan.
Thank you, Kathleen. Thank you, Wilson, for your prayer. Thank you for connecting us the time that we live in. New revelations coming and times of trouble, times of challenge, and yet we are still here. And I think those who are still here really are precious to God, true parents. And so we want to hear everyone's testimony. We have so many people and so little time, so we choose people randomly. I'm sure Jeanette was surprised that you were selected. I assure you, it was completely random. But of course, I think heaven can work with that. And so I'm sure your testimony today is just what we need to hear. So we pray that God can use your story to inspire all of us to remember why it's important to witness and share this truth with as many people as possible. So Jeanette, we first met, I think, walking to Metro service because you went to the 43rd Street at the time. So we walked from there together with your son. And I can't wait to hear your story. So let's welcome up Jeanette.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was really surprised. Every time I'm invited to like some kind of a religious talk, I always feel in my inside that innate nature that, do I deserve it? Am I capable of sharing and giving and sharing my thoughts about my spirituality? So then I would like to start with 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
And I just came from Korea. I went there for a vacation, and that was really a dream come true for me because I've been wanting to go, not particularly for a religious reason, but I have come to really love Korea. I think it's because of the true parents in a way. And I was surprised, and when he called me, it was during our professional development. I'm a teacher in the Bronx, teaching autistic kids for 20 years. And I'm Jeanette Uy, and I came to the US 20 years ago. And I've always thought that my mom used to tell me, why, what for? Why are you going to the United States when you're fine in the Philippines? What more could you ask? That's what she told me before we left. And we just finished our house at the time. My kids were in elementary, and I was thinking that if I won't go, had it not been, I might think and would regret, you know. So later I realized that maybe there was a purpose. And so I went to Cebu City. The Board of Education went to hire us. And only because my spiritual child, Elena Bahian, is my spiritual child. We used to talk during our vacant period in the school. And I was introduced to the principal by my sister, who was in Japan, who is in Japan. He was married to a Japanese, and she's very adept at the principle that she has the gift of sharing it in chronological order of the principle. So when I had chapter 1, I was at the time, that was like my lowest time. My husband, I just got married, and Cagayan de Oro was the center for the Unification Church. And my sister, because she had the center was so cramped, you know, it was poor, and I lived there, so sometimes my sister sleeps in our house where I live. I live with my in-laws at that time, and my husband was abroad, so it was like emotionally for me a low time. And he constantly talked to me in snippets, the principle. And I learned after chapter 3 that, oh, this is something different. We were born Catholics. My mom is really a devout Catholic, to the point that we are all in the church when the crucifixion and when Christ has risen. We are like, since we were small, we were angels. You know that when when Jesus met Mary, and at dawn, we were there. I have 4 sisters, and we go there. So when she introduced to me the principle, it was like, oh, okay. When she come by explaining to me in a chart. So I moved to my house. Our house was new, and I moved away from my in-laws. We had our house. She and Kuya Cesar, I think you are familiar with Kuya Cesar in Cagayan de Oro. He was the head, and God bless his soul. And they visit me, the church, and explained to me, and I came to the thought that, oh, this is the first time that I realized that this is the only denomination that I know that everybody is invited and that could come together regardless of religion. That was my first thought. Like, okay, it's worth listening to. So while my sister was doing this to me, I'm a teacher there in high school, and Elena was already close, and also little by little I share what I hear to Elena. And so when the time comes when Elena has to, she said, I have to go to Cebu so I could go to America. So that's what she said. So I said, okay, that's good, because at least it will help you, like financially, maybe it's better over there for you. That's what I told her. So, and then when she came home, I told her, she could, oh, I passed. Elena told me, I passed. So I said, in my feeling, I felt like I got jealous. I said, I should go to the US too. If she passed, I think I'll pass the interview. So the reason really that I went to Cebu is just to like get away. I said, get away with like a vacation, a little vacation, and shopping. So I went to the hotel, walk in. I just walked in, and the person in charge with the board of ed told the applicants, I was late. Oh, it's closed. No more. I applied for special education. And so I said, oh, okay, let's go. We'll just go to the city and go around. I told my husband that. And then somebody came out and told me, we need phys ed teachers. So I am a double major. I graduated in Bachelor of Science in English and also phys ed. So I said, oh, I'm phys ed. So there were three of us. We were interviewed, and all of three of us were hired. And I went to the restroom before I went out to the lobby because my husband was waiting over there. And I did a kumbi 3 times on the bathroom floor, like full bow. I don't know. I felt like, what is this plan from God? So I said, okay, I'm going to the US. And so I never told anybody until my visa came out. My visa was expedited because my husband provided me with the financial aspect. And Elena went past before me, but I don't know how I came to the US ahead of Elena. I was 1 year ahead of Elena because I don't know. I just expedited. I paid like the whole visa, and it was easy. I think it was God's, divine intervention. It was just easy for me. I wasn't even interested. So I went ahead of Elena, and I couldn't be so comfortable that Elena was left behind because of financial reasons. So that was a year after I went to work in the summer. Our summers we are paid double. If we work 6 weeks in the summer, the board of ed pays us double. So 2 months double. So anyway, I said, okay, I'll pay for your visa, Len. And you pay me back when you get the loan, because nobody wants to become a guarantor for Elena's loan. So I said, okay, I'll pay it here in dollars. And it's not a small amount, you know. Visas are very, you know, even at the time, and the pesos was 56 pesos per dollar. So it would like have, she would have to pay for 500,000 pesos. And is even people who have money would think twice to spend that kind of money. So I work in the summer and I paid her visa. So later now I was, friends told me, oh, how come you pay for somebody you barely know? She's just a friend. She's not even a family, you know. So in my mind, I never thought about that being paid back. I mean, I did, but I was, the only thing that I thought is that I trusted the church. Just because I shared Elena the principle, she will not like she will not fool me. That's all. I trusted two parents' words, the way that I shared to her. So I was so trustful for that. Like I just paid it, like I think it's $10,000. I think it was, you know, and that's not like easy to. I didn't tell my husband at the time that I sent the money to the agency here in the US. So now later now I realized, oh wow. So the reason that God sent me to the US is because of Elena. So Elena is a force to reckon with by the church, right? You know that she is so active, and you know. So I said, even I'm embarrassed of myself that I'm the spiritual mother, and I couldn't be as active as Elena, like, you know. So I said, okay, oh maybe that was the reason, and I was an instrument for her to come here, because nobody would lend you in my country. Nobody would lend you even 5,000 pesos. That's $100. Nobody. So, but I didn't think about that at the time, even if I have to work and give it off, or and she had to pay me in installments after. So that is a testimony, that is a miracle, right? That I didn't expect that. Okay, when I look at Elena now, like being so driven, I say, okay, she is working with my, as I'm the instrument for her coming here and work as she is now. So that is the beginning of how I came into the church. And also when I was interviewed, and it's like so smooth, like some kind of force really pushed me to come, even if I wasn't interested. To be honest, we're better off back home than I am here. And I have a very small apartment, and I you know, and at that time my husband also was, they went home when I brought them here. After 3 months, they all went home and they left me here, and I stayed. So but they came back after a year. So we live here, and I am grateful that there is the church, because during the pandemic something happened to my husband, and I was like not in my element. I didn't even inform, except for his family and my family. that he was in the hospital, and I was like numb, and all the people around me were the ones who facilitate and help me have the songwa and Reverend Joshua there every night talking to me, well, since from the hospital until he died. And I never really did anything, even from the funeral. Somebody did it for me. I have that hack. I mean, I have that a circle of friends that I think is a gift, that every time I have something that I don't never even say or inform or tell anybody, somebody comes and help me. No matter how dire need, I don't really say. Even to God, when I pray, I don't ask for like material things, and because living is already a gift, and it just comes to me like a blessing. And to me, ever since I was struggling when we lost our father at an early age, I was in high school, I always get out of the challenges that comes to my life. And I think it's because there is God has a greater plan for me, and to help other people too. And even if I don't say it, somebody really comes. I make a house and then somebody comes to donate. I don't know. I built my house on 21 columns because the number 21 of the Unification Church is a significant number. So when I always believe that my sister had this gift of trying to give me wisdom from the church, and that there is always a meaning to everything that happens in our lives. So whether my husband was gone, and then I'm living by myself with my children. I have only two. One is left in the Philippines. She's married, and I have two here. And when I'm sorry, sometimes most weekends I can't come because I travel. I travel even on a weekend and come back. Like it was like my therapy after my loss and still grieving. And I was also blessed that my son works with the airline, and I have a free ticket wherever I want to go. So on a first class ticket, I this is what I'm saying, that it's a miracle how God, I did not ask for anything, that God always provides me. And I think it has something to do with my faith. And I'm not a religious person also. But I believe in the unification because it was the only doctrine that I have learned that is unifying everybody regardless of faith. So I have belief in the miracle of life and the true parents. And my sister is also, even though my family was against it in the beginning with my sister, I was there for her. And she was there too, because it was the lowest time of my life, and she was always there. Even if we always quarrel, we squabble all the time. She's the teacher that she's the sister that I'm always in argument, the one in Japan. So, but then I guess we were close, and that God has a plan for us, and that I was very thankful that Elena patched up for me, and that I was an instrument for Elena being in this church as active as she is, and that the beginnings of my religious life was a foundation, although my mom is really in the Catholic faith, but now I am the only one in the family that can tell my mom that when my sister left for Japan, I was the one who told her, why would my mom listens to me for some reason. I'm the only one that my mom listens to. The rest of them, my siblings, she doesn't. I guess she's I don't know. There is I'm not afraid of telling her. And when my sister went to be matched in the Olympic in Seoul, Korea, I was the one who told my mom, why would you not permit her to go? And then my mom did not talk to her for like some time. And when they came to her husband and her came to our home, then that's when she accepted her. And like right now, I'm so glad that she got herself a very good husband. And her husband is very supportive of my mom, despite, So I'm really grateful to the church, especially in the times where I needed your prayers and your cooperation for building a beautiful world. And I went to the DMZ in Korea, and I took a trip because I think that's the focal point of understanding the culture. I'm addicted to Korea, by the way. I watch K-drama every day. And I know their culture, I think, through this medium. And I really wept when I went to the DMZ, when I saw the war, the ravage war. And our tour guide explained to us how they are still at war, and that anytime they will be like attacked. I went to the tunnels where they make a cave out of to get into Seoul or to Korea, the North Koreans. And I have a better understanding of the heaven and earth location of the principle of the division of the good and evil. I don't want to say evil, but how could the church unify this tremendous undertaking to, when it is so hard? My sister, I remember, said the unification of North and South Korea is the beginning of peace in the whole world, and the coming back of God to humanity. I remember that, and I took that trip for the purpose of understanding how people can be so divided when it's a stone's throw away. I look at the telescope, and it was barren on the north, and in the south it's green. And I look at that telescope, like, why have Satan invaded this world in a way that people of all race and different languages are made in order for us not to understand each other. And this North and South, they are both Koreans. And so I understand how mother could have been so is weeping over this dilemma. It is so sad, and that our role in the church is just so crucial in the unification of all of humanity. There's only two countries, and that determines the future of the world, whether it would end or it would be a beginning of the the unification of all religions. So I'm praying that we will be able to overcome this, and that there is a hope, and it is through the wisdom of I wish the principal can have a program like Netflix, where there is a chapter, episode 1, like the K-drama, like introduced to a worldwide level, because it is the greatest book like the Bible, and it is worth sharing, like maybe in a way, in a form of a movie where Adam and Eve were, how they fell, and how we have to reconcile them through the psychological impact of the principle to all humanity. So I wish there is the World Health Organization, or the world, can have this kind of program where it would be explained. That's how I explained to Elena, and Elena was also like, it's an awakening when you hear the principle from chapter 1 to when you share that, people on the 3rd chapter would think, oh no, yes, how come, right? So this is the reason why we are divided. Like, you have an awakening at a time when somebody can explain to you, and I'm not like my sister who was that knack for explaining in chronological order, but at the time I explained it to Elena. As soon as she said to me, like, this is chapter 1, and I relay it right away. The next time we stop, this is 2nd chapter or 3rd chapter. So, and that everything that has a meaning that happens in our lives has meaning. It has meaning, and it has a purpose. So I know I'm lacking, but they say that each one of you, when I look at you, you have your own spirituality, and I respect that, and that there is a reason for your happiness and your struggles. So whenever a person do something, there has to be a reason. Like, if there is a psychopath, if you notice in the psychological level, you go back to his childhood, and there is something that made him in such way. So I always believe that understanding people is this way, and we cannot judge everybody by its looks, or it's, everybody has their own heaven and their hell, I guess. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone,
Thank
for
you.
giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Jeanette, I mean, I think we were all, I'm not sure how many people knew that you were the spiritual mother for Elena. I mean, it's funny because her sons are very famous in our church.
Yeah.
So now we know.
Sometimes he works and if he works on Sunday, and sometimes we go outside of the country, he works in Sunday, and I tell me the people, I have a coffee shop in Queens Boulevard, a little one, with other partners, and he works there. And I told him, I don't work on Sundays, especially when I'm here, because we have to go to church. It's embarrassing when I go and I miss a lot. Sorry.
So,
Just, you have such a high standard and very prepared.
I thought
we're glad you came to the U.S.
Reverend, I thought that it was me, Reverend Joy, who told you to invite me here. I said, maybe it's Reverend Joy.
Well, maybe
And
she's been
she
praying for that.
vehemently, she told me, no, I didn't tell him. So I
I mean,
was
sometimes
worried.
God works, like you were saying before, how God works through people, and you cannot underestimate people, how God can work through people. So
I'm
never
not
know.
that good, but thank you.
Jeanette, we're sorry for your loss. I'm sorry
Thank
that your
you.
husband.
Thank you. The church was really very supportive. And they were wondering, who is this? She's not a member. and I'm so grateful for the church. Nobody accepted him for a chapel, for any religious rites, and except for the church. We were in mass, we were in social distancing at the time, and no less than Reverend Dunkley was the one who was officiating it, and the rest of the church members were really there, despite the situation during the pandemic. So I'm glad that there was a lockdown, because I practically imprisoned myself. I didn't want to talk to anybody at the time, and for a whole year. So it was like healing too. Grieving is healing. So I'm grateful for everybody for in the church.
God bless you. It's not easy. And thank you for sharing that with us. These people. A lot of healing. We all can heal together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you. Yeah, we know Elena very well. She used to be part of the Manhattan Family Church before she went to New Jersey, and her children, since when they were little, OG and Jess Mar, so involved with the music.
Yeah.
In fact, they were there Saturday.
Happy for Elena.
Yeah. She has a blessed, her daughter, the youngest daughter is a blessed child.
Yeah. OG too, right?
Yeah, well, he's blessed. He's blessed.
She has 7 children, and I used to tell her, Elena, stop. That's why she's Abraham.
Well, family, today is day 40 of our 40 days devotion for the victorious entrance into Chanwon Gun Channel Sanctum. So happy day of all true things and happy anniversary to HSA UWC. Do we have any announcements, Pastor Milhan? Or any prayer
Well, I will say that this Sunday we will observe true parents, have Day of All True Things. We will be observing it this Sunday. We'll have an offering table next to Mimi-san and the team. And we'll have also June birthdays we'll celebrate with the
nice
cake and everything. So you don't want to miss it.
That'd be great. It's wonderful. All right, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for our residence prayer. We'll start with an Abaji Omani.
Chanjima residence prayer, Shijak Abuji Omani.
Let's pray.
Good
evening, Heavenly Parent, good evening, true parents. Heavenly Parent and true parents, pray for number one, for the safety of the true parents and the true family. Number two, for victorious entrance into the channel sanctum, Chanwon Young. Number three, the successful missions to new people, especially young people, spiritual growth. Number four, for the state of North South Korea and a heavenly unified Korea. Number five, to overcome our protocol affecting our world and to realize that
Joining
heaven is
Chongqing
in the
New
world.
York, Manhattan,
Heavenly Parent and true
Harlem,
parents, I pray
Chongqing.
all brothers and
Father, we
sisters
also went through that
on this
community of New York,
Heavenly Parent and true
the
parents,
most
I pray
diversity, melting pot of mankind,
Father, Spirit,
of
walk
all
with
cultures
him and
and
use him.
different world is coming,
He's
join,
looking over us, taking care of
sharing
us.
their thought,
Heavenly Parent and true
vision,
parents, I pray for
and
true
hope.
mother. Please be with her true mother,
Father,
be with those
Father, how much,
sisters supporting us,
Father,
taking
you
care
try
of
to
us.
embrace this
We pray, Heavenly
mankind,
Parent and true parents,
but when
for true
here
parents, for true parents family.
both
We pray, Heavenly
diversity
Parent and true parents,
of New York come
grow one
together
more husband and family.
as a brothers and
Help
sisters,
them, help them. We pray for
one family under God. The model of one family under
our
God can
husband and
be
families,
further
extended
established.
especially
Father, that's why
and families that
another reason why the many people
pray for
like to see,
we go to
come and
your
see
family
what
on
is
earth.
New
We
York
pray
like.
for
If
unity
New
and
York is more ideal
Suknem and family, Lord.
and
We pray for our brothers
world,
and sisters.
God is
Pray,
trying to
Heavenly Parent,
make a
true
better
parents.
community with a new idea,
Heavenly Parent and
it
true
will
family.
be
Sister,
inspired.
we pray for each other. We pray
That's
for each
why,
other.
Father,
We
you
pray
are
that we
trying
can go
to
forth in the shoes of
help this
brothers
nation,
shedding tears for Pastor
help
Mills
this
and Lord.
city of New York.
Pray for Pastor Mills
But this was not easy life
we pray for Reverend
history.
Justice Lord Jesus.
It has been so difficult.
For Reverend
That's I know. But Father, our leadership as a unificationist has been,
Heavenly Parent and true parents. For
Father, many different
we
ways
pray for Reverend Daphne and
because of true
we pray for our
parents
brothers and
love this
sisters.
nation. And
At
by
this time, we pray that we can
the
love each other
hotel,
and serve each other.
43rd
We pray that we can go
sector
forth in
or
the peace
43rd
of
street,
God, shedding tears for mankind
and
and blood for him. We
the
pray, Heavenly
events
Parent, true parents,
has
that
been
we can
come
go forth
through
in
Carnegie
the shoes
Hall,
of servant,
Kennedy
shedding tears
Center,
for mankind for our blood
Madison
for him.
Square Garden,
We pray that we can
Yankee
go forth
Stadium.
doing your will on
All
earth.
those events and
Hallelujah.
all people of New
We
York
pray for true parents. We pray for true parents.
from
We
Bronx,
pray that true parents be blessed
Queens,
our leaders.
Brooklyn,
기도하리. 부모님 주신 은혜 생각하며 오늘도 감사하며 나가리. 고난과 핍박이 따르더라도 부모님 뜻을 위해 살리라. 신령과 진리로 나아가리. 어머님 모시고 나아가리. 아버님 역사하신 이곳에서 눈물로 간절히 기도하리. 전심원 기도로 나아가리. 전심원 기도로 나아가리. 전심원 기도로 나아가리. 어머님 모시고 나아가리. 아버님 역사하실 수 있도록 눈물로 간절히 기도하리. 전심원 기도로 나아가리. 어머님 모시고 나아가리. 아버님 역사하실 수 있도록 눈물로 간절히 기도하리. 전심원 기도로 나아가리. 전심원 기도로 나아가리.
Brothers and sisters, please continue to pray if you so choose. We'll keep the candles burning until 10:30, but please keep your microphones muted. And remember that True Father is here, along with Hyojanim and Hunjanim and Daimonim, and they really want us to talk to them and share our joys and our sorrows and ask them any questions, and they're ready to answer our questions. So please feel free to pray to them and listen to the answers. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Jeanette, for your wonderful testimony. We're so grateful that you came tonight. God bless you and your family. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night.